Okay. All right. So we could probably do a few more of the free 3-card things. Am I still having power out? You know, it wasn't here at the house, but I guess through the area, like in Stockton, they've had outages, and this was a little bit closer to Tooele. It was off of Village Street. I don't know if you recall, but it was kind of by the Hughes and the Lifestyles out there. So it's like that's where I've been getting my nails done, over at Bella Salon, and they were out, so it was like crazy. Here, not so bad. Not so bad, but it's like, all right, let's see what's going on. So, do I do dream interpretation? You know, I haven't done dream interpretation like on here, but I do think that I do it because people will tell me all the time what's going on. Like family, friends will tell me, this is what's going on, and it's like, it's clear as day. And so I'll tell them, well, have you thought of it from this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, totally makes sense. So I think I can do dream interpretation. I haven't done it yet on here, but yeah, I guess the quick answer is yes, I know how to do that. Yes, that's in the wheelhouse. So yeah, Toilet's been having a lot of crazy power outages. It's just been nuts, really nuts. So yeah, but anyway, tra-la-la, that's what's going on. So yeah, if you've got questions or whatever, ask. I'll show you one of the more recent decks I got that's kind of, I'll probably break it out a little bit more towards Halloween. It's the Edgar Allan Poe deck, and it's different than the other Poe deck. The other Poe deck is not black and white, but you can see it's got all this going on. So if you're looking for kind of a fun, creepy deck, it's a beautiful one. Because you had something stand out last night and it has me like, what was that about? Wow, okay. Yeah, that's something I can do. It's not, yeah, if you want to shoot. If you want to shoot me a email or something, I'll take a look. So you guys know how to reach me on that. But that's, what was that about? Yeah, that kind of response, if that's going on in your dream, you get a dream, it's like, that was really weird. What was that about? Often, not always, but often they're trying to get something in a metaphor to you. They're trying to get your attention, the other side, whether it's ancestors, relatives, whatever. And sometimes when we're traveling the astral in that way, other people are also meet us there. So sometimes if we're dreaming of someone, they may very well be dreaming of us too. So that's quite interesting if they haven't crossed over. But these are the Edgar Allan Poe ones. This one's super creepy. This is their world card. And it says at the bottom of it, says it's all we see or seem, but a dream within a dream. So interesting. So that's what we got. So yay. Yay. It's 11:11. That's a good time. Yeah, now is the time for impactful dream. Yeah. Try to journal the ones and journal what you can. If you can't figure out what's going on, journal out the imagery that stands out. So if you see a strange colored bird or something. I don't have a P.O. box here. I used to have one, and I got one and I never got anything from it. I don't have a P.O. box, but if you contact me at this address, I can give you information on where to send anything. But the Feisty Butterfly, afeistybutterfly at Gmail, that's my email address, and that's probably the easiest way to email and reach me that way. So if that's helpful. Mushley, you just paid for a mini. Well, thank you. Let's get to it. And I didn't see anything come through, but if you tell Kim and you tell Kim what app you use, then we'll just get onto it. So, Michelle for the mini. All right. Do you have a specific question? Let me see if it doesn't look like it came in there. I'm double checking, guys, trying to see. Yeah, drop your question because I'm not seeing it there. I'm seeing, Michelle, I'm seeing that it came through. I'm just not seeing any question in there. If you just want a general, then just, what's the emotional current between you and Jasmine? Ooh. We're going to go to the Modern Witch Tarot. And that's a great one. You guys, I'm sure have seen this before. It's a really, really good one. Between you and Jasmine. What's the current? The emotional current. That's a really great way of asking. What's the emotional current between you and Jasmine? Let's take a look. I'm getting something very anchoring, something like I'm getting images of anchor, images of ball and chain, images of like a stick totally stuck in the mud that's dried and caked around it. That's interesting. Let's see what's going on there. There's a stubbornness going on in that energy. There's a reluctance for somebody to move. I'm not sure what or why that is, but that's what's coming through. And then here, we have the Empress energy. There is something about an unspoken rivalry, an unspoken competition that maybe you don't even know you're in. Sometimes we've got the Empress here signifying the relationship. There is an abundance energy ready to grow, but there's a truth that's challenging, a truth that needs to be seen. And here we have in the conscious thoughts, the bully card. This is adding insult to injury, where somebody needs to be right about something and below it in the situation now. This is the energy of the moon, where things are a little bit batshit, a little bit secretive, hidden, illusion, delusion, mysterious. All of those words would apply to the moon. It's when something's below the surface. And what's going on? There is love there, but somebody is feeling stuck. I want to get a clarifier on this. It feels like one person is able to go forward and the other one is a little bit, whether they recognize it or not, feels a little bit jealous that the other person can go forward. The other person is moving forward. And there's not a lot of cards of movement here, but it's in the energy. Feels like one person is stuck in this pattern of battling, and the other one is walking away from that, moving forward, moving on, and it just hasn't shifted yet. It's like it wants to shift, but for this time, for this perhaps month period of time, it feels like there's a pause. Just give me a second here. But I played by the rules. Somebody played by the rules, but I played by the rules. It's like, but I did everything they told me to do. Why isn't it adding up? What's the energy going on there? Somebody feels like if they follow all the rules and tick all the boxes, then everything should play out fine. Yet the other person feels like they're getting a bigger reward, and that's what's causing the issue coming up. That's in the recent past. In the near future is judgment. This is answering the call of the higher self. I want clarification here. We've got the hopes and fears, outcomes. Somebody won't move forward. The anxiety is right here. Somebody won't move forward because of the fear. The stress, they're like worried and concerned. They would rather spend their time worrying. There's restless nights, not sleeping well. And then here, the outcome is the big reward. Somebody must move forward. So what's going on with this? What is this about? I want to clarify near this anxiety cards, the stressed out nights, the restless nights. Wow. Oh, okay. So I threw 5. This is what eventually comes up again. The sword of truth comes up again. What precedes it? I'm not in love with this, but this is what comes up. The Tower, I love that card, but it means something has to be built and then it falls. It's the oh shit, oh no, plot twist, everything goes crazy, goes haywire. Something that's built has to be destroyed. Now this is coming up under the Emperor, which is recent past, and right on top of this anxiety card. But I followed the rules. I did everything I was supposed to do. Build. I did everything I was supposed to do. Why are they moving forward? The universe isn't going to let them move forward until they're ready to take a wrecking ball to it, essentially. There is a desire to move forward, but it's slow. This is the slowest night. Somebody is waiting for someone else to tell them how to do the next choices that they must make. And the fact of the matter is, they have to make the choices for themselves. And that's what's terrifying them. That's what's scary. King of Swords, there's something that's going to happen within 3 months. This is my card that for me means 3 months. It also gives a plan for strategy. There's a course correction going on. This is coming up referencing this. There's a course correction. This one will learn to walk off the battlefield eventually. She'll learn to follow what the other person did. The fight isn't worth the fight anymore. It's not worth having that fight anymore. And then they will walk away. And this is a miniature hermit. The energy is you've already reached a little bit of your dark night of the soul, your spiritual growth lesson that is pertinent for you right now. You're moving forward, and the energy for the other person is there, just not there yet. There's a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of frustration. They truly aren't understanding why you're getting a good break and they're not. And sometimes we see people and we're like, oh, it's always so easy for them, or it's always, oh, they're the lucky one, blah, blah, blah. But we really can only see what's going on in our own life and see the outside of other people's lives. There is something that they wish they had that you have in spades, and they it's just coming up as rivalry. It's just coming up as jealousy. They want to have what you have. They don't understand why, if they've done all the work, that you get the happy. You didn't follow the plan. You didn't follow the pattern. You didn't do the prescription route, is what I call it, what everybody else is supposed to do. You tick off these boxes. Maybe you graduate, go to school, get your education, get married, have kids, blah, blah, blah. You didn't do all this, but you're happy as a clam. Why aren't I? Like, I did all the things. I did what I was supposed to do. Why aren't I happy? Why aren't I happy? That's the dynamic. It really is one of confusion as to why you have more than they do in a certain area. And it's not just the monetary area that's coming through. Anything else on this? Let's just look a little bit deeper. It's going to last for a while. It's back to school time, and it's like this is one of the biggest lessons in life that somebody could learn, and they aren't quite ready to learn it yet. That's why we're getting the moon. It feels like they're dealing with some kind of betrayal of the heart that's difficult for them. Got hair on my lipstick. This Fool wants to go forward, and this is coming up right by the moon is where I threw this, and the Hangman is still here. They have to shift their perspective. They aren't ready to do so. It's going to take a few months for them to get a clue that they have not been left behind. They haven't been forgotten, but they have to do their path. The energy is just this huge, I want what you have, and why don't I have it? Because I worked harder. I did what I was supposed to do. Why did you get the happy? That's what it is. It's just straight up jealousy. So they're holding back. They feel like they're a little bit in the miserly, and they see friendship energy. They see soul tribe energy coming in around you, and they see people raising a glass, honoring you, raising a toast to you. And they don't have that, so it makes them kind of contract a little bit in this particular time frame. Will it shift? I think it must shift because we see this. I want to get a little clarifiers on this. Because the Ace of Coins is there. The Sword of Truth is there. Can we get a little information about the shift or when it shifts? Well, yeah, the one it shifts is more towards the 3-month period of time. What do you do now? Why is that Ace of Coins there? Let's take a look. Look what we get again. The Ace of Coins is there because this restlessness that they have, the restless nights, is supposed to be bringing them a message and teaching them something. Here's the messenger really, really excited. It will eventually, the nervous energy will be converted to excitement, but it's not going to happen yet. It's going to take about 2 months plus. If we're taking this 9 as to be like 9 weeks, it could be that. But it is a lot of restless nights, and this is dug-in stubbornness about something. This is defensiveness about something. It's also resilience. They just haven't learned to shift it from defensiveness to resilience yet. That's what I've got. The reward comes when they figure that out. The reward comes more monetarily down the track. It doesn't look like right now that they are in alignment with where you want to be. So don't try and make them go any faster than they can go. They're on their path. They're learning what they're learning. They can't learn it any faster. Let them have their lesson. Anything else? The Empress is about abundance, so the lesson will be there for both of you. It's just going to take a little bit of time. It makes sense? Good. It helps so much. Good. Yeah. Glad it does. I'm not getting anything else other than there's just a bit of rivalry. And I don't even think there's maliciousness as much as there is confusion about it. Confusion as to why you get the good stuff and they don't, according to how they're feeling now. And if they need to have like a little bit of a pity party for themselves for a second or two, that's okay. That's okay. We've been there before. A lot of us have been there before. A lot of us wonder like, well, when is my good break coming? Or when is things changing for me? That's pretty normal. Part of the human experience is what I would say. So yeah, hopefully it goes smooth in the next little bit of time. But yeah, that's what I got on that. So let me get a little bit of water and we'll keep going. So we'll see what's what. Okay, and Kim's posting the information. This is what we're doing. That was a mini. That's right here. And this is $30. You can ask a question and I'll break out 1 deck, 2 decks. That one I broke out 3 decks and we see what's going on. We see what the tarot has to say about a situation. So we can do a mini or a full is $40. That's a typical tarot reading. That's a typical look at what's going on. If you want to do the blind oracle, that's 20. That's totally no question asked on that one. No question on the year ahead. That's also 30. So here's the information. Let Kim know if you've paid for a read. Sometimes my iPad is a little bit slow and behind. So if she knows, then later I can figure out what's going on. But that's the scoop. That's what we're doing today. So let me put this down. Commercial over. I hate doing the commercials, but people need to know. So, okay. Let me see if I can catch up. I think my phone is caught up now. So that's good. We'll see. Okay. So Lola. Is Lola in the house? Did Lola send something? Is Lola in the house right now? I'm looking at this and this is showing me Lola. Yes, yes. For a blind. Okay. All right. You got it. All right. What are we doing here? Lola. Okay. All right. We've got some strange ones coming up for you, Lola. Anything else? Okay. All right. So Lola's blind. I think it's called Into the Lonely Woods. And then this is the Witch's Oracle. And it's like an old witch oracle. It's kind of a weird one. And then this one, I forget what this one is called. But it's very, very gardeny to me. So we're going to flip the phone down so you can see what's going on. And we will go on in. Hey there, Seraphis. Hey. All right. So for Lola, the blind oracle. We're getting it as 3 pillars. Now this first pillar is coming up and it's saying the cave with no windows. Then it's saying Dreamtime Odyssey and Twilight Nocturne. What's going on? This is feeling like this is a pivot point coming in. Give me just a second. I want you to see these well. It feels like a pivot point. We're getting a little bit of a Hanged Man energy coming through on this too. Not sure what that's about. We're going to go into the other cards and see what happens when we add them all together. It's not exactly Oracle card tarot math, but that's what's coming up. There's a Hanged Man energy. What is this about? The witch is coming through. Okay. There's a lot of heat coming through. This is something about the liminal spaces. The Hanged Man is requiring you to be there for a little bit longer. This is something that is big coming through here. It's transition. It's the crossroads, but this one, this is where the pivot point was. This is where the Hanged Man energy is coming in. It's also coming in here. You're not quite there yet. What's going on here? We have Foxglove for energy and ambition. There's heat coming off of this, it feels like. Very, very high, fiery type of heat coming on this. And then Lavender Rest. What's going on? Instead of the traditional where you're getting rest and chill and get your dreams and take time with your dreams, what I'm getting is the imagery of almost like zombie-like, being in a haze, being too rested, too stuck, this Hanged Man energy. You've been hanging upside down for too long. Like whatever is this epiphany, whatever it is, you need to just do it. Like the Nike slogan says, whatever this is you need to do to come out of this. It is time to cut yourself down from that Hanged Man energy to move forward. Yeah, you need the restful, the peace of mind that lavender would bring, yes. But you need the energy to move forward to do something a little bit different. Now we're going to look at these gardeny ones. I'm going to flip this down and see what's going on. We get the dreams coming in again. Be mindful of what it is that you are thinking about and contemplating before you go into your dreaming zone, before you go into your dream space. This is important for you. Then we get commitment and new beginnings. Commitment is coming in as, rather than commitment, contract is coming in as obligation. What's going up with that? What's going on with that? Compassion. What I'm getting is there's some kind of sense of obligation about something you need to take care of that you've taken care of well enough. You've done your duty on something and you feel a little bit overly attached to how this goes. There comes a point where we have to let go of what we've done on someone else's behalf or for someone else, what we've tried to do, and we have to step back. This is where when you detach, step back, allow the perspective to be there, then you can cut yourself down. You are no longer taking the responsibility and role for that person or the outcome of a certain situation. You've honored what it is. When you've brought your best self forward into that situation, you've brought your best self forward into that situation. Now it's time to shift the perspective and let that go a little bit. Step forward into your own thing. Don't let their drama become your preoccupation. This is getting in the way of your space. This is crowding your dream space a little bit. It's giving you a little bit of anxiety, and the time for renewing is here. The time for pivoting is here. What else do those crazy old witches have? Let's see what's going on. Because we love the crazy old witches. Let's see what's going on. What else they want you to know? We've got withholding, setbacks, delays. This is how the energy is towards yourself when you're perpetually focused on what is external of you. We've got, it says good span maker, and it's about withholding or being greedy. It's about, if you focus on everybody else's problems, it really is a good way to avoid dealing with your own. And that's what it feels like. That's as straight a thing as I can tell you. And it feels like if you're busy solving other people's dramas, riding the hero horse for them rather than for yourself, you're holding back yourself from your own destiny, your own path, your own things that you need to fulfill. The commitment to self, which is the higher commitment. It's a little bit of running a con on yourself when you don't need to. What else do you need to know on this? I'm asking for Lucy. Lucy's one of my guides. She's coming through like, oh dear, it's time to put your spectacles on. She's showing me, put the spectacles on. And she's got these glasses that come together like some kind of kooky librarian. But these glasses, time to put your spectacles on. Get in alignment so you can see clearly. Time to see clearly. What else, Lucy? When she sees clearly, she does clearly. That's what she's giving me. When she sees clearly, she does clearly. Put your spectacles on. Look again. Look again. Examine when you're not so tired, my dear. Examine and look again when you're not so tired. Examine again after you've been refreshed. After you have your coffee, have your breakfast, eat, have contentment. Then look again. She's giving me, I'm asking, is this saying like in the morning after breakfast, if you do the gratitude journal, is that the space of contentment? She's like giving me that would work. But mostly it's this energy. Music would serve better. If you put music in that puts your mood, lifts your mood, shifts your mood, that would work better than a gratitude journal for you right now at this point. It helps us pivot and it creates momentum. It connects with our pulse, and this is what needs reconnected again, so she's not a zombie. Got it. So connecting again, reconnecting again in a way that gets your pulse racing, gets your pulse moving is important for you. This is what's coming through. Anything else? Recommit to yourself, recommit to the claiming of self, the claiming of soul. That's going to offer the new beginning to move forward. This is when this energy, and you can see by the expression in her face, shifts more to this powerful energy, and the heat is there for a purpose to honor the new beginnings, to pull that forward. This is the twilight time for you. This is the twilight magic time for you for the next week of time. There's going to be a lot of red-orange going on around you. This is the fire and the juiciness, that you're safe in the red energy of the red chakra. You're safe. You've got the security. And then the orange where you're creating and things get juicy. This is what's going on for you. This is huge for you. Be safe in this. And then the foxglove comes. Let go of some of the zombiness, the energy, the ambition, and productivity. Then the ambition will kick in. And this is coming in yellow with these flowers, but really it's this orange energy here and the orange energy here. This is where this is you co-creating with the universe, not necessarily with other, but perhaps with community. And this is where it gets juicy, the power of creation coming through. This is important. Then it goes up through to the yellow. Then the solar chakra gets activated. So you're just kind of like hitting each chakra again a little bit heavy, like hitting each chakra, particularly the lower chakra. Sometimes we can tend to get a little bit top heavy. Yeah, that's what you're doing. It feels like you're hitting each chakra again. This is the time to do it. You have been in this space where you haven't let enough sunlight in of late. It needs to be more sunshine coming in. So that's what I've got. It feels like things are about to shift. You kind of know what it is that you want to scooch, shift, let go. Reprioritize is a good word, but that's what I've got. That feels complete. That's what I got for you, honey. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Hopefully it gets very exciting. It feels like September will open a little bit more than you expected. And September will be a time where there's much more joy than the work of July was. It doesn't feel like August might be a catch your breath a little bit, but it feels like July was more work and September it's going to ease off. Thank you. That made a lot of sense. Good. Good. Yeah. That's this is a trippy little deck. It's about the old witches. It's a very good one, and I'm sure you can probably find it in some of the stores, especially closer to Halloween coming up. They tend to have that, but it's a good one. It's one I don't break out all the time, but it is pretty darn good. It feels old. The energy in there feels very, very, I wouldn't say ancient, but it feels about 100 years old, 200 years old, maybe 300 years old. Feels old. That's what I got. Let me get some water. And then we can get on in it. Yeah, nosy reads. Absolutely, I get nosy. Steph is right. I do get a little nosy. Or a lot nosy. A lot nosy. Okay. So we can go into the collective if we want to go into the collective, or we can just look at a couple of decks. I showed you the Edgar Allan Poe deck. We've got this other one that I've shown some people. I don't know if you guys have seen. This is like the fairy deck, and it is the steampunk fairy deck. Really super fun cards in this. Super, super fun. I mean, look at these. I'm loving it. The aesthetic in here is great. It looks a little bit different than traditional, but I love it. Hey, Trudy, good to see you. Yeah, let Kim know if you've made a payment. Let her know if you've gotten a reading, if you want to get a reading, and let her know. She helps me keep my brain on straight. But I've got, if you're brand new in here, I've got a ton of tarot. I love tarot. So I probably do have about 640, 650 decks. So I love it, love it, love it. So this is one of the newer ones that I've gotten recently. And it seems like if anybody knows exactly when Hay House and Llewellyn US Games have their sale, it seems like that was in September. It seems like a couple of times I've bought tarot decks and it's been like, I bought a bunch and it's like, okay. And then the sale comes immediately after. It's like, ah. So if you guys know when that is, post, but I think it might be in September. I'm not sure why I think that. Seems like they have a spring and a fall one that does that. So I'm not sure when that is, but it seems like I'm due. I'm due for a sale on that. Like, really? But yeah, really. So, okay, we can go in. You get texts when they do. Good. Yeah, Michelle, is that right? Is that about the right time frame? Is it usually about mid-September? You get their emails? Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, why am I feeling like it should be about time? But yeah, that'd be great. You'll look? Thanks, honey. Thanks. All right, let me get a little bit more water. I think my voice is a little bit rough today, but that's okay. All righty. Okay, so we can go into a collective, and I can check and see. I don't see anything else that's come through, so I think I'm caught up with the list. But we can do a collective in the meantime if we'd like to. Yeah, we'd like to. What's over there wanting that? The Llewellyn Tarot itself is coming at me, so we're going to see what's going on with this. 1 second. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful one. The Llewellyn Tarot. Let's take a look. Hey there, Carrie. Hey, good to see you. All right, let's see what's going on. What's everybody up to today? Ooh. Queen of Swords is coming in as if she's Lady Justice, about to arbitrate something, and the Death card's coming in collectively. There is a transformation. Lady Justice is helping something come to its end to move forward in a different way altogether. What is going on with this? All right, we're going to flip this down so you guys can see. What is she wanting? There is something that needs to be almost escorted out, as if to say it's time to take out the trash, and the Tower comes through. Wow. Okay. We've got Lady Justice, Death, the Tower. That's the Queen of Swords, and she is sitting in for the Justice card there. Just as strong. There are judgments and legal things that are happening. There are decisions that need to be made based on a foundation of truth. Hugely, hugely important. And what else? The Three of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. Let me show you these. The Three of Pentacles, coming together and working as a team. Now, this is important. This shows her stitching, and this is something a stitch in time saves nine. It's asking us to do carefully, carefully, looking at what's right in front of us. Do the work carefully, carefully. Do the things that we need to do. Do it with a care. Do it with the eye of the artist coming through. Looking at what needs to be going forward, casting our vision forward to see things, not just to see our own thing, but also to see the world at large from a different lens. You see her holding in her hand what looks like a crystal ball or an orb. Usually the globe sits there. This is where it's time for us to look at the whole, look at things in the bigger picture, and remember the connectedness of the collective. This is important. Remembering the connectedness of the collective is something that's super huge for us right now. It's not a I'm right, you're wrong kind of time. It's remembering the connectedness. This is remembering how to take baby steps forward and helping others do the same in whatever way we can. And then this part, this is the card of give and take. This is huge, huge, huge. The card of give and take is telling us that we receive. When you share, you get more, is what I taught my kids. If you share, you get more. And if they would share their toys with each other, if they would share with friends, then it would make me more inclined to give them more because they were doing well with this. If you share, you get more. And this is what it's asking us to do, to understand give and take. Sometimes we're on the receiving end. Other times we don't feel like we have a lot to give, but we actually have plenty to offer. This is time to show up and share in whatever way that makes sense to you to do. Do this. Show up. When you share, you get more. This is what I've got. This is what's coming through with the collective. Is there anything else? Ooh, the Three of Wands. This is like waiting for the ship to come in. This feels like waiting for a period of time. Things are coming closer and closer at hand. This death, this transformation, the death and rebirth, and the tower falling so you can kick the rubble out of the way and get a better lesson. There's a new perspective, a bolt of lightning coming through, a flash of truth, like the sword she holds, that will come, that cannot be withheld, cannot be altered, negated, taken. No, it's just boom, like lightning flashing. It's drawn to the tallest thing. It's drawn to the highest good. This is what's coming up for us. This is what we're waiting for to happen. This is also the one that I call the Santa Fe burger. I know, but it is like if you order it from the universe knows how to bring it forward. So be mindful of your thoughts. Be careful of what it is you're thinking, what you're wanting to manifest, and what you're calling forward, because the universe wants to bring it forward, and it's going to come. Whatever this is, whatever you have put the order for the Santa Fe burger in, you don't have to chase the waitress to get it. It is coming towards you. It's coming towards you. It's coming towards you. There's a time of completion that is like almost on our doorstep. So that's where I'm going to leave that. So take that for what that is for you guys, and hopefully things feel like they're coming along how they should, and that Santa Fe burger arrives, and it's like, all right, this is all good. This is all unfolding as it should. So yeah, that's what I got. That's from the Llewellyn Tarot. So I thought I saw Michelle say they were having a sale, but they're having a big sale now. Michelle, is that Llewellyn or is that Hay House or US Games? Which one is that? Hey, Zuri, good morning, good morning. So that's what's going on.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I do not know why that my iPad thought I was talking to it, but it did. Hay House, gotcha, gotcha. Hi. So we're just on throwing cards and doing our thing. So this is what we're doing. So if there's any decks that you want to see, we can look at that. Yeah, that has happened before. I don't know why the one iPad picks up more than the other one on that. I don't know. But it's like, okay, all right. Hey, Edie, hey. So they said for me to come over and get 1,000. Oh, sure they did. They asked, Angie, go over, get a bajillion decks. If only, right? No, if you have questions about a certain deck, we can look at it and see what's going on. The other day I was into the Sassorabito deck, and it was like that came up, and I hadn't been in that for a while. It was really kind of fun. The Good Tarot is a Hay House one. I'm pretty darn sure that's a Hay House one. And well, let me see if I can pull that. Hang on. It's here somewhere. I'll pull it and we'll show it a little bit. All right, 1 second. Where did I put that bastard? There it is. That's this one. And it is beautiful. So, and this one has been around for a while, but it's gorgeous. But it reads very, very, if you want a deck that reads kind of oracle more than it reads tarot or equally well, this would be a good one. It's not a good starting deck. It's not a good first starting deck if you're trying to learn the symbology and stuff, but you can see why I love it. I mean, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. So look at that chariot. It's just beautiful. And that one, it does remind me of this one, the Enchanted Dream. They somehow are similar to me, and I'll show you a few cards from it. There's this. Like, just beautiful, beautiful cards, but kind of having a very dream state type of energy to them. Oh, sorry, guys. So really, really just gorgeous. So this is the Good Tarot from Hay House. This is the Enchanted Dream, and I don't remember. Check the box. Let me see. Red Feather printed this. So that's this one. So those are two really great ones, except for they're huge. The cards are huge, huge, huge. So you either got to trim them down or something, or just get used to doing shitty shuffles sometimes. So that's all right. That happens too. So that's what's going on. Okay. All right. So my screen is a little bit behind. Let's see if it's coming up. All right. So Kim, do we have anyone on deck, or should we step out and back in and reset? What do you think? It's slow. I don't know what the algorithm is doing, and sometimes the algorithm plays nice and other times it doesn't play as nice. So yeah, I think I want to reset. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is step out and then step back in, and we'll start at the top again and see what happens and see if we can catch the algorithm a little bit better. So I'll see you in like a minute. The tarot is $13.50 right now. The Good Tarot. That's a screaming deal. I think I paid near $30 for mine when it first came out. So that's a screaming deal, guys. Yeah, check it out. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to step on out.